Hey, what's going on there, folks? Earthmaster here. It is February 24th, 2019, 9:29, almost 9:30 p.m. here, West Coast time in California, and taking a look at some live seismograph stations here. Show a little bit of spiky activity in Yellowstone National Park, kind of up by Lake Yellowstone. You can see right here, Lake being the name of this station here in Yellowstone, Wyoming. Just a couple small spikes of an earthquake there. Also there in the northwest corner of the park as well, an individual earthquake separate from this activity here towards the east side of the park. So I've been watching this over the last day or so, and we're seeing a little bit of increase in activity in Yellowstone National Park. I can show you the seismograph stations here while I'm at it real quick. Take a look at these real quick. I just refreshed this page here. I'll go ahead and do that again just to show you guys this. Here's the most recent page of the overview of Yellowstone National Park here. We can kind of go towards Borehole region, which is kind of semi-close to the Yellowstone area. Let's see, that kind of took a long time to load, not for sure why. But anyway, you guys can see the spiky activity there showing up on this specific station there. Nothing big, just some smaller earthquake activity. If we go over here towards Maple Creek where that other station's at, you can just see a couple small little spikes, individual little spikes there, but nothing major. No major swarming going on there in the park in Yellowstone, so that's a good thing right now. But you never know, that could change before the night's over, so we'll have to keep an eye on it. Taking a look at the most recent California and Nevada map right here. A little bit of earthquake activity off the coast of Northern California. They had a 4.2 and a 3.2 earlier today, and at a depth of, well, they got the depths here kind of interesting here. If you take a look at this down here, negative 0.2 miles for this specific earthquake here, this 4.2 that occurred. Taking a look at the other one, the depth runs roughly around the same, so I'm not 100% sure what that means. Negative 0.2 miles for that 3.2 that occurred off the coast of Northern California. So I will do a little searching around and find out and see what's going on with that. I do want to check out the USGS map here and take a look at, see, yeah, they got the same thing over here, the USGS map with that 4.2 and that 3.2 occurring off the coast. Well, actually, that got that at a 3.1 instead of a, well, wait a minute, are my eyes deceiving me? Huh. Yeah, when I click out this 3.1 right here, it goes to 3.2. Okay, but anyway, so on some uncertainty on that earthquake right there that has occurred off the coast of Northern California, kind of like at that triple junction up there along the Mendocino plate system, and right at the end of the San Andreas fault system as well. I'm not going to bring up the maps on this, but they got one person filling that out there. I doubt it. I really doubt it. 3.2 out there in the ocean, probably not going to be able to be felt by too many people, if anyone at all. Real-time tremor detection system here over the last 2 days. We'll take a look here. Shows some activity in southern Oregon. A little cluster of movement, slow slip event there going on along the Cascadia subduction zone beneath the surface here. Tremors, I call them, not earthquakes, but tremors, slow slip events going on down there. Nothing big. No major cluster. There's just a little bit down there in southern Oregon, and also a couple specks there throughout Northern California. So relatively quiet in that sense right there. Taking a look at the earthquake 3D globe here. Most recent earthquake looks as though it's going to be a 3.7 down here. Just out there south of Mexico. I'm not 100% sure exactly that location. We'll check that out real quick here. From the EMSC website, they got this set at 15 kilometers below the surface, 3.7 near the Costa Rica area. So nothing major, just some minor activity occurring there. You can see those 4.2s off the coast, or 4.2 and 3.2. It looks like another 3.0 in there as well. Just off the coast of California. That's kind of older earthquake activity happening way earlier today. Since then, if you take a look at the big picture here, folks, not a whole lot of activity at all along the normally very active Pacific plate. No activity occurring up here And I got this set at 0 magnitude, so it's picking up, pretty much all the earthquake magnitudes that are happening. 4.5. Actually, what is that? I can't remember exactly what it is. I know internationally it will only pick up, I think 4.5 and above. But also the EMSC website data, I do have that on here as well, and that will pick up other earthquakes that the USGS will not pick up. Like this 4.3 was only picked up by the USGS. You had the EMSC website, and then you pick up a lot more with these 2s and whatnot throughout the Mediterranean region. So it's good to have both of them up there. That's kind of why I run the 2 stations there side by side, so we can get data from both agencies, which kind of helps out. But overall, folks, if you take a look at the big picture around the globe, what do you see? Very, very minimal earthquake activity. Nothing major. I think the biggest one out here, probably this 5.1 down here near, well, kind of close to Fiji Islands out there. Not super close, but in the general area at 112 kilometers below the surface there. I believe that's the biggest one. We can bring these magnitudes down here a little bit and take a look at that. 5.1. Yeah, so not a whole lot of earthquake activity happening out here, folks. What does that mean? That's a good shot that we could see an increase in activity pretty soon in pressures in regions that have been building up pressure here over the last couple weeks or so. Right now I'm kind of thinking the earthquake activity and the pressure in general is up here along the west coast of California, with these couple smaller earthquakes that we've seen earlier today. Like I said, since then there really hasn't been so much or too much earthquake activity. Taking a look at the Mendocino live data station right here along the Northern California coast shows no earthquake activity, so it's pretty quiet. Just generally quiet everywhere, folks. It's kind of concerning in a way. I guess we'll have to see what Mother Nature has in play. We can take this back here the last couple days and get a general idea of where all the earthquake activity had taken place here over the last 7 days or so. And yeah, the earthquake 3D program's kind of spazzing out a little bit. So yeah, we're seeing 2 separate areas out here of lack of activity off the coast of Canada up here, and also in between Southern California and just south of the Baja region as well. We're seeing just a lack of activity, and for the most part, the rest of the Pacific Ring of Fire, it was doing normal. It was performing its regular earthquake techniques, through plate tectonics over the last week or so. But right now we're relatively quiet. Like I said, an area to watch, possibly up here off the west coast of Canada and down here around the Baja California area. So we'll have to see how that plays out here over the next 24 hours or so. In the meantime, relatively quiet. I did run a little bit of radar data in regards to the severe weather that occurred out there in the southeast region there, where a tornado went through, Columbus, Mississippi there. I heard 1 fatality and I think 10 to 15 injuries out there from an EF3 tornado. They confirmed that's an EF3 tornado that struck out there. Pretty crazy. I did see some damage photos of some houses and trees and whatnot, and yeah, it's pretty crazy looking. But it is getting closer to springtime, out in that region. Here in springtime in California, our spring is pretty boring. Sometimes we get storms, sometimes we don't. Springtime in the plains, central plains, southern plains, out there in the southeast as well, they tend to see a lot more severe weather around the springtime area, which is coming up very, very soon. March is right around the corner. Then you got April. And of course, April, May, and part of June, very active when it comes to tornadoes and severe weather potential out there. So it's coming up around that time of year once again, folks. Anyway, I will be out there in the Oklahoma region here in April. Be storm chasing and hopefully chasing some severe weather. And I'm definitely going to be doing a lot more live streaming coming up here for this severe weather season. All right, folks. Like I said, not a whole lot of earthquake activity out here tonight. Let's keep an eye on it, and I will update you guys if I see anything pop into these live seismograph data tonight. So have a good night, and stay safe out there. Peace.